Hello and good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stretches. All right. Tonight, we are going to use foam rollers, hard back chairs, and yoga mats. We will be massaging and working into the upper body to feel the shoulders open up, the upper back open up, and hopefully get into the neck a little bit. And of course, as always, we will work into the legs. Let's get started sitting on our chairs. All right. So to begin with, let me move back just a second. There we go. So to begin with, let's have two hands on our thighs, dragging one palm back. We're going to twist and look over. And switching sides, drag, twist and look over. That back elbow, twist, looking over the back elbow. Twist, looking over the back elbow. And from here, finding those feet wide, opposite hand to knee, holding onto the chair behind you, and find a nice big twist through the spine. Switching sides, opposite hand to knee, hand at the back of that chair, and twist it out. Coming back to center. Let's go into the neck a little bit, starting by rotating that head 3 to 4 times in one direction. And 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction. Good. From here, hold one knee in your palms and give that ankle a nice circle out. Going in the opposite direction, noticing if there's any kind of pops or clicks happening. Finding some mobility down there, into the other side, rotating out that ankle. And in the opposite direction. Good. Da, da, da. Hands on the bottom base of the chair or on the front legs. And let's go into some neck stretches now. Feeling that ear spill over the shoulder. One more breath here, and then circle the head so the chin goes towards the chest. And pick it back up. Other side. Feeling that side of the neck open up. Having that sensation of water pouring out of the ear onto the shoulder. And then circle chin towards the sternum. Picking the head back up. One more time each side. And rotate that head forward. Picking the head back up. Last time. And rotate that head forward and picking it back up. Good. From here, let's give ourselves a little massage before we go into the feet. So warming up those hands and going into the top, kind of that trapezius top of the shoulder area that loves to get tight. And being as gentle as you need to be, just waking up that area, giving it some gentle squeezes, which will help get blood flow into that area. And go into the other side. All right. Awesome. Let's go into the feet now. Crossing that leg up and over and getting into the bottom of the feet. And remember, starting with a gentle touch and slowly going deeper as the foot starts warming up, as those muscles become more pliable. Hi. And if you want, you can always floss those fingers in between the toes. Give them a little circle, one way and the other, or a little point and flex. Or if this is a little intense, you can just hold it there. Good, and today we're going to place that heel on our chair and then brush up the shin. And let's go to the other side. Crossing that leg up and over and getting into the bottom of the foot. Starting nice and gentle and getting deeper as you go. When you're ready, find those fingers going in between the toes, either holding it there or giving it a little wiggle or a little circle. And when you're ready, place that heel on the chair and brush upwards. All right. Crossing the leg up and over, sit up nice and tall, hinging forward into our first rotator stretch. Feeling the back of that hip open up. And while we're here, this is a good opportunity to start connecting to your breath. Let's switch sides. It's a great time to start taking stock of what's going on in the body, what areas are feeling tight, what areas are feeling good, what areas are feeling tired. And again on this side, connecting to that breath, releasing the back of the hip. And gently let that down. Let's stand up and bring our chairs to the side. If you don't have a long foam roller, you'll be using the chair at the end of class for a little relaxation. And for those of us with the roller, let's lay on back, and let me adjust this real quick. There we go. Let's lay back and find kind of right in between our shoulder blades on the roller. Hands are behind the head. I like to bring my elbows together, which will help me round my upper back. Then we're going to roll back and forth, opening up, massaging that upper back. Connecting to the breath here. Taking your time. And let's bring that foam roller right underneath the shoulder blades. Hands are behind the head. And let's open it and find that chest nice and wide. Starting to feel those pecs release over the roller. And on your next exhale, come on out of that and just give it a couple little rollouts. Good. Come to sit up from that and just see how that feels. Let's lay the roller lengthwise on the mat. The hips are at the bottom. And we're going to lay on back so that you feel the whole spine supported by the roller from the sacrum to the back of the head. We're going to bring the forearms parallel to each other and then open up into a cactus position, feeling the front of the shoulders, those pecs start spilling open. Connecting to long, deep inhales and exhales while the pecs let gravity slowly open them up. If you spend a lot of time at the computer or driving or sitting and looking at your phone, this is a great stretch to kind of reverse that forward shoulder position that we find ourselves in so often. One more big breath in. And then on the exhale, let those arms release down. Stay here for a moment, just feeling nice and long on the roller. Oh, awesome. Let's come up and out of that. Let's put the roller to the side for just a moment. And let's find our hands on the mat and our shins on the mat in an all fours position. And from here, we're going to tuck our toes and reach our legs into a downward facing dog, pedaling through the heels. This should feel pretty great on the calves and the hamstrings. If you have the flexibility, you also might be able to find a little bit of a release in your back. And just take a moment to ground those heels downward, feeling a nice big stretch up the back of the leg. And on your next exhale, walk those feet towards the hands towards the feet. Hold onto opposite elbows and hang over those legs, feeling the hamstrings open up and the back and the head hang long. On your next exhale, bend those knees and roll up through the spine. Roll those shoulders back a couple of times. Let's go right into our calf stretches. Holding on to the back of our chair, reach that heel back. And as we're here, you're going to feel the front of your ankle joints soften. You're going to feel your heel reach down into the ground and your head reach out through your ceiling. Take a moment to see what's happening with your shoulders. Are they up by your ears or are they down and living where they should be living? Take a moment to check in with the abdominal muscles. Are you gripping or are you starting to let that area of the body relax for the day? Check in with the jaw. Feel that nice and relaxed as well. And on your next exhale, switch legs. Now we did the downward dog before going into the calf stretch, so maybe we can get a little bit deeper this week. Seeing that we prepped the calves just a tiny bit before entering this stretch. And on this side as well, the front of our ankle is nice and soft. We feel the back heel rooted down into the ground and the head going up on that diagonal. And on this side as well, we check in with those shoulders. We check in with that jaw. We connect to the breath. And on your next exhale, come on out of that. Give those ankles a little shake out. And again, place that chair to the side. Let's go into some leg stretches. And then we'll do some leg rolling exercises. And then we'll end with our nice twisting exercises and with our relaxation. So that's kind of our plan today. But before we get to do the fun, relaxing bits, let's find ourselves in a nice long runner's lunge. We do want to find, there we go, a 90-degree angle in that front leg. We don't want that knee over the toe or too far back. We want that knee stacked right over the ankle joint. We're finding a nice long back leg. And if you can't get it fully straight, that's okay. Give that knee a little bend. You might even want that knee on the ground today. And if you're feeling up to it, bring that back foot up. Reach that hand around, holding on to the top of the foot, bringing that heel a little closer to your bottom, getting into the belly of the quad. A couple more big breaths here. And on these next big breaths, take a big breath in and check in with the shoulders. Take a big breath in and check in with the jaw. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, release. Coming up to a kneeling position, find a nice deep tuck in that tail and come a little forward, going right into that psoas hip flexor area, bringing that arm up and over to get a little bit deeper. Undoing all of that sitting. Feels so darn good. Or if you've been doing a lot of bike riding as well, this is also kind of nice to release the front of the hips. And release that, and let's switch sides, starting in that nice long runner's lunge. Double checking that our knee is right over that ankle joint in that nice 90-degree angle. Seeing if we can get that leg really lengthened, but if you also need to have a little bend in the knee or put the knee down on the ground, you can totally do that too. Whatever feels best for you right now. And if you're feeling up to it, bring that foot up, reach on back, holding on to the front or the top of the foot, I should say, bringing that heel closer to your bottom. Really breathing into that quad, coaxing it open. And on your next exhale, check in with your shoulders. And on the exhale after that, check in with your jaw. And exhale, release that foot. Come up to kneeling. Give that tail a big tuck. Come a little bit forward. Reach that arm up and over, getting into the front of the hip. That deep psoas area. And as painful as this is, just remind yourself You are undoing all of that sitting, all of that computer work that gets built up in those hips. And come on out of that. Give those legs a little shake out while we're still up here. Let's find a nice wide straddle and come on forward. Either having the hands on the ground, the forearms on the ground, or if you're feeling extra flexible today, maybe you could even get your chin on the ground. And in this stretch, if you find your upper body in a comfortable position, not necessarily the legs are feeling deep things, you can always close your eyes and start connecting to the breath. Starting to turn that focus inwards. Really starting to make that transition in your day from doing and producing to relaxing and releasing. Letting the day start to wind on down. And on your next exhale, crawl on up. Bring those legs in. Maybe give them a little shake if they need. And from here, let's come on back. We're going to go into our hamstring stretches. So one knee comes up, we unfold that leg, holding behind the hamstring or the calf. We take a big inhale in. And on the exhale, we resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And on the exhale, we release and we bring that leg a little closer to us. 2 more times. Inhale. And on the exhale, you release or resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And on the exhale, release. Bring that leg a little closer to you. 1 more time. Inhale. And on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And on the exhale, release, bringing that leg a little bit closer to you. Holding it there. Feeling the back of the hamstring open up so nicely. And let that come down to the ground, switching sides. Exhale, resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale, release, and bring it a little closer to you. And on the exhale, you resist for 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale, release, bring it a little closer to you. Last time, here we go. Exhale to resist for 1, 2, 3. And release, bringing that a little closer to you. And hold it there for a moment, really feeling that hamstring release open. And let that go down to the ground. Shake out those legs. Good stuff. Oh, let's get that foam roller now. So we're going to go into our IT bands. We do a quick time check. Oh, we're doing good for time. So the IT bands are at the sides of the leg. When rolling, just a reminder, You can always roll right at the side on the IT band itself, but sometimes it's nice to go a little bit on the outside or a little bit forward of it. Um, so you can get a little bit into the hamstring or a little bit into the quad as well. So you can play around with how you're shifting on the roller. We're going to do this together. I'm stalling right now because it's painful and I don't want to do it, but here we go. And so you want to start gently and slowly. And the first couple of rolls, you're just assessing what's going on. And you can always find moments to pause and breathe into certain areas. Or you can take a moment to rock forward and back on an area if you're feeling brave. I really do recommend focusing on your breath on this one and not on your legs. Use the breath as a distraction from the pain. We'll be here for just a moment longer. I know it's really intense. Stick with it. And come on off of that and just give it a little rub. Good. Let's go to the other side. All right. And on this side as well. Starting off nice and slowly. Your first couple of rolls are just to assess what's going on, how it's feeling, um, what needs some extra care. And then you can start digging a little bit deeper, finding moments to pause if that feels right, maybe moments to roll forward and back on one area. If you think about it, it's very similar to how people tenderize meat. This is exactly what we're doing to our legs right now. Breaking up all that kind of stiff and stagnant tightness. Helping the blood get to the area. And we'll be here for a moment longer on this side as well. All right, and come on off of that and give that side just a little rub as well, just to whew, calm it down. Let's go into my ultimate favorite now. So let's bring our the back of our sacrum onto our roller. Knees are up into the chest. One knee stays towards the chest. The other heel reaches long and down to the ground so we can get that nice passive hip flexor stretch. And once you have found your position, close your eyes. Feel that hip slowly open up. Maybe you have an opportunity to think about that jaw relaxing. And as the jaw relaxes, feel the front of the hip open. And on your next exhale, feel the shoulders relax. And bring that leg in. And let's switch sides. And when you find a good position, close those eyes. Feel that jaw relax. Feel that hip almost yawn open. And we'll be here for a couple more breaths. And bring that knee into the chest. Remove that roller from under you. Place it to the side. All right. Let's do this one first. So coming to a child's pose. Have two hands out in front of you. Want to reach a little to one side, grabbing the wrist and sitting back a little bit so we can get a nice big stretch through that armpit and rib area. On your next exhale, go through center and to the other side. This is another great stretch to just relax into, close the eyes, feeling those side ribs right under that armpit start opening up. Really zooming in onto your breath. Coming through center. And when you're ready, come on out of that and come to the back. Bringing one knee up, bring it over, matching those palms. 3 circles with the top hand in one direction. And 3 circles in the opposite direction. Taking moments to pause where it feels good and twisty and stretchy, and breathing through the areas that feel stiff or crunchy. And when you've done 3 circles one way, 3 circles in the opposite direction. And when you're ready, going to the other side. The knee comes up and over. You match palms, circling that top arm. 3 circles in one direction and 3 circles in the opposite. And when you're done, bring those knees into the chest. Come to a happy baby, holding on to the ankles or the feet, and just rock side to side. Good. Getting ready for our final moment of relaxation, either putting the calves up on your chair, or if you have a full length foam roller, laying that down, putting the whole spine on the roller, bringing the feet as wide as your mat and knocking those knees together. And wherever you may be, either with the shins and calves supported by the chair, or the spine supported by the roller, close your eyes. Take a couple of big breaths here. Start tuning into the areas of the body that are touching a surface, whether it's the floor, a chair, or a roller. Once you've acknowledged the areas of the body that are touching a surface, start feeling those areas get heavier and heavier, sinking down into your floor. Checking in with your jaw, with your shoulders, with your ribs, hips, knees, ankles, and wrists, feeling all of those joints release as if they have air in them. Continue to sense and breathe here for as long as you need. Only when you are ready will you gently come out of this and continue on with your night. Thank you so much for joining class. I hope you sleep well.